All right, guys, we are live. We're doing it live. Let's do it.
Good, do it live.
Hello and welcome to Famicast episode 138. My name is James Charlton, the one true host. Danny Bivens is not here. No idea where he is. Who cares? But I am joined by my best friend, who never leaves my side and always there for me whenever I need him. Is Mr. Tyrone Shugat.
Yep, best friends forever.
That's right. And in his place, possibly permanently, is a super special guest, Mr. Daan Koopman.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Are
Daan.
you trying to recreate the original Famicast one where I just went on a bunch of episodes?
We'll see how we go. And we are also joined by everyone's favorite Irishman. It's Mr. Sairus Delaney.
It's true. It's me, the favorite one.
That's right. Who hasn't just joined as I was saying his name at all.
No. Cyrus arrives precisely when he needs to.
He's totally not plugging in his microphone as he goes along. Absolutely not.
Right then.
This whole thing is just a prop to make it look professional.
Absolutely.
I'm actually in the same room as James.
Oh.
What?
How's that Smash poster looking?
So as I said, we have no idea where Danny Bivens is, but we're doing the show without him because, who cares, right? But we have lots of big games to talk about. I mean, Daan has been playing all of the Pokemons and the Smash Brothers, so very exciting. But yeah, let's get into it with some new business. So, new business. Well, I will have a very brief new business because I don't have anything new or exciting to talk about it. So I'm just going to keep the audience on tenterhooks, teasing that sweet Smash Brothers talk, which will come later. We've got a special segment lined up for that, so stick around. So yeah, I have been going back to Biohazard 7 : Resident Evil, or Resident Evil 7 : Biohazard, depending on where you live, Cloud Edition. Sorry, I forgot the second colon. Which is, obviously, it kind of is a Japan exclusive. We talked about this before, but
right.
I, quote unquote, bought it about 6 months ago, and I have been kind of neglecting to go back to it. I mean, I've been going on and off, whenever I can. And then I just...
How long is a rental for this game?
It's 6 months.
Okay.
So if you're good at maths, May, which is the 5th month, if you add 6 onto that, 5 plus 6, I believe, is 11. So... just ignore things falling down behind me. So which is the 11th month, which is now. So holy shit. Yeah, my what do you call it? Rental is about to expire. So I thought, okay, I better get on that. So yeah, I've been going back to to that game, trying to finish it up. And I remember the reason why I put it down was like I got to this boss. If you've played the game before, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's Marguerite, which is a boss. I don't know where it is, maybe somewhere in the middle of the game. She's like this woman that spawns spiders and stuff. She's completely disgusting and gross. But it was just kicking my ass. I was just dying. Anyway, eventually beat her just yesterday, in fact, and I beat her. I checked the guide. I'm gonna tell you right now. I checked the guide because I was just sick of just dying, and then I watched a video of someone doing it, and they were doing exactly what I was doing, except they had a shotgun, and I didn't have a shotgun. I was just I had a handgun with a handful of bullets and a knife, and I was like, shit, I'm supposed to have a shotgun. That's why I'm not being able to beat her. It was literally 5 shots in the stomach, and she was dead. So I'm like, okay, I have to do this the old-fashioned way. So in classic Resident Evil fashion, you can, melee people to death, if you, dodge out the way and, swipe, dodge out the way, swipe. So that's what I did. I must have knifed that woman about 500 times. Please don't take that sentence out of context.
That's our episode title.
Please don't take it out of context. Yeah,
right.
Definitely the episode title.
So after knifing this woman 500 times, she eventually went down. And then I went back and got the shotgun. Totally did in completely the wrong order. And so yeah, should be a lot more smooth sailing from now on, I think. But I don't know how long I've got left. I can't remember if I bought it. Was it like 20th of May or like 30th of May? I can't remember when it came out, but I must be in like the last week of rental.
Huh.
But unlike Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which Danny got. I don't know if you remember Daniel Bivens. He used to be on the show. But yeah, exactly. That was a 2-year rental for like 9,000 yen, but mine was a 6-month rental for 2,000 yen. So it's not too bad. If I wanted,
can I interrupt with the quoted message of why?
Why? What exactly?
Why buy a cloud version for 2 years for 9,000 yen?
Yeah, well, that's a good question to send to Danny. I mean, 2 years. I mean, yeah, that's expensive. I mean, he does have a PlayStation 4 as well, which makes it even weirder. But I think it was mainly just because it was to just try out the cloud version, because like no other outlets in the world were doing it, and it turned out to be true because Nintendo Life picked up our video, because we were the only persons doing it in English, because no one else was could do it, because you have to be in Japan for that one.
We got some mad clicks, if I remember.
Yeah, I mean, but with Resident Evil 7, it's weird. Like, Dan, you could technically, I don't know if you tried it. Did you try it from where you live? Dan?
I did try it, yeah. It's ran terribly.
Okay, was it just like that kind of thing?
It went for the first 2 minutes, and then it said it doesn't seem like in the right location to do this. It's like,
right.
No worry, I will carry on. After 10 minutes, I got booted out back to the title screen.
Oh, okay. So
no, that wasn't the suggestion. You're in the wrong place to play this.
Yeah.
We're going to ask you this one more time.
I tried it also with Assassin's Creed, and they straight up, you're not a Japan resident. And they say it in like 5 different languages, in English, and then all the Asian languages. And basically say you're not even in Japan. Stop what you're doing.
That's right. El es gringo, el nogo, el Assassin's Credo. But we actually did a guide on our YouTube channel about how to set that up, and every single week we just get questions about why doesn't this work? Why doesn't this work? It's like, yeah, you have to be in Japan for Assassin's Creed. But anyway, Biohazard 7, I'm back into it. I'm in a groove. I stabbed that woman to death, and now there's nothing going to stop me now. Cue the music. No, I'm not going to put a music when I can't be bothered. I'm editing the show this week, so but anyway, that's me done. So Sairus, do you have anything exciting to talk about? You didn't write anything in the agenda. So
I did not.
No idea.
I'm totally on time for everything here.
Okay. Do you have anything to talk about, or do you just want to give it a hard pass?
So I played a little bit of just a quick one is Battle Chasers. So I mentioned this a while back that I picked it up. I never played it, but so it was a Kickstarter game. It's based on an old comic that I really liked that never got finished. So I was always super happy to see that they were making a new game with it.
Nice.
And the game it feels like a Kickstarter game, a good Kickstarter game, but it definitely has a bit of like weird places where the polish kind of rubs thin.
But it has nice art, but like
it's got
not much game to it.
Yeah, like it's a big RPG. It's got randomly generated dungeons to flesh it out a bit. I'm not sure if I gel with it so far. It's got like all the standard RPG stuff. You walk around a map, you do quests, you beat up ever escalatingly more powerful enemies, crafting systems, all this stuff. So it's fairly standard, but it's pretty good at what it's done so far. But I think I'm going to get bored with it.
Is it a JRPG style RPG?
Very classic JRPG. Just you've got a party of 3 guys. You take turns attacking, stuff like this.
Is it like? Oh, I think I've seen screenshots of this. It's like almost like Golden Sun style.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think I remember this.
Yeah, I finished it. I really enjoyed that game. I think the reason why they needed to push it out of the door is they got a publisher, which is THQ Nordic, which seems to make a lot of headlines over the past year.
Yeah, if it's THQ Nordic, then I'm glad they got it out the door before the door was slammed shut on them. So
yeah, yeah, they published it. They also brought it out on cartridge in Europe and North America.
yeah.
But
So
yeah,
definitely...
it's a cool game. It's a cool game to have at least on the Switch.
I'm gonna try and finish it at least, but I'm
Yeah.
not 100% on it, which is kind of how I expected going in. So,
That's fair.
Why did you get it, Sairus? Was it on sale, or were we just interested?
Yeah,
in
it was down on sale, and it's always been a game I knew I was going to get, and regretted not kickstarting when I did.
You and your Kickstarter, Sairus.
Yeah, this was the first game that I was like, oh man, I shouldn't kickstart that because I don't have enough money. So
actually, maybe you and Daan can have a Kickstarter off. Daan, what's the most money you've put into a Kickstarter project?
30 euros.
Okay. I think Sairus has gotten you beat.
Throw a couple of zeros on the end of that one, and
holy shit!
Yeah. The most I spent is actually with a Kickstarter of this year. This was for the Flip Grip, the little device where you can play in Tate mode, made by Fangamer. Huh?
Does that just come out?
No, it's coming out in December. They're selling it out very soon. And I bought a few extra for a couple of friends of mine. So that's really the most money I've ever put into Kickstarter because I thought the idea was super cool.
Yeah, Sairus, I thought you'd be all on that. With you and your shmups.
I don't actually. I vaguely remember this, but I definitely that was in the I've kicked my Kickstarter habit for the moment. Just
Ty, do you know what this is? The Flip Grip?
No.
It's like you can play Tate mode, but like portably. It like lets you turn your Switch
Oh, I do remember this. Yeah.
So it's like a new way to slide in your Joy-Cons.
It's made by Fangamers. Mike Choi, who's the designer for products there, and he did it together with Jeremy Parrish, the guy from Retronauts, the podcast.
Oh yeah,
and they made that product, and now they're after 6 months ago, they're now shipping it. They were originally planning to ship it this month, but some stuff got lost in translation, especially because they had to do production in China. But they will send it out in a week and a half, I believe.
That's right. Well, yeah, fun fact, I met Jeremy Parrish at Bit Summit earlier this year. Good guy.
But yeah, it's finally a Kickstarter product that actually delivers on time. Well, mostly on time.
Right then. So Sairus, is that all you got?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm eagerly awaiting Warframe, but aside from that, nothing new.
Right, yeah.
I believe Warframe is out as we speak, right?
Sort of. It's
Yeah,
it was available for about 30 minutes accidentally, and anyone who downloaded it in that 30-minute window is still able to play it now.
Okay.
But
Whoopsie doodle.
So it even has a message pops up in game saying, "It seems you're playing this a bit early. We're not going to stop you, but just know things will really kick off in a few hours.
Careful now."
Careful now.
Right, that was actually a news thing. Completely ruined that, Sairus. Thanks for that.
We'll get to that.
All right then. Cool. Then before we go to the Daan, you've been playing the Let's Go Pokemons, right?
Yes, I have. Yes. Yeah, I chronically live streamed for the first time ever that I've done this. I chronically live streamed everything that I did throughout Eevee. So I did it for 7 parts. So I have done live streams about 19 hours across the weekend.
Wow.
Because I'm a big Pokemon fan, I kind of wanted to experience that for the first time so that people can see how I react to certain things. And now in the off time, since I was done Saturday night, and I got it from Japan preload that first day, so I quickly went for those 2 days.
Oh, is this a universal language game?
Yes, this is a universal ROM. Like most of Nintendo's ROMs these days are universal, and Smash will also be one of them, and this was also one of them.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God Smash is universal.
Yeah. So I just preloaded it from Japan, and after that on Sunday and until now, I've been toying on with the Pikachu version a little bit. Overall, I have to say, it's an easy game, but a very enjoyable one. with the side note that I prefer the Eevee version over the Pikachu version. And
I thought they were pretty much the same.
The events are the same, yes, but the Pokemon that you meet and how Eevee and Pikachu interact with the world are very different. Especially if you get Eevee, because basically Eevee can get elemental attacks from all her evolutions. So there are 3 move tutors throughout the game, which can learn you like up to 7 different moves. Well, you have 4, but you can choose out of 7. Which have all different elemental values and all have 90 base power and 100 accuracy, which is insane.
Oh, are they those really silly name things?
Yeah.
Like Spinky, Spanky, Splank.
Like Zippy Zap and that sort of stuff. Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, and Glowy Glow, whatever.
Right.
But I got 4 out of those 7 attacks, and Eevee pretty much became a beast. And in that way, I sort of had fun like going through the game because I wanted to see how I could basically break the game in that specific way. Because Kanto, going back to Gen 1 games, it's very difficult now because of how much backward stuff there is. And I feel that I did a really good job upgrading that, like with more the different elemental moves that are introduced since then, like Dragon and Fairy from the last generation. But and also in addition, they added a lot more attacks and more little trinkets to it. And overall, I think they just did a really good job, like upgrading the Gen 1 system to something that feels a bit more modern, but still simple enough for anybody to understand. But the ways that you can break the game by making an overpowered Eevee and having also your capture combo, which you build up by capturing the same Pokemon over again and after again, is absolutely insane. But at the same time, as an experience, just purely as a game that I just can play and sit back and enjoy, I had a really good time with it.
So this has a lot of like Pokemon Go style like gameplay stuff in it, right? Like the smartphone app I'm talking about here.
Yes. So you have to. I have the capture mechanic. I will show you on stream. This is the Pokeball Plus.
Nice balls.
Ooh.
Yeah, it feels kind of small in the hand when you have it hold. And you have a ring that you have to put on one of the fingers so it gets stuck in your hand that way. It's a really interesting controller, especially how it interacts with the game. Because with a regular Joy-Con, you throw it, you catch it, it's done. With the Pokeball Plus, it actually makes sound effects and it gives you the Pokemon cry and it shakes the ball like you're actually catching it, which is a really, really cool touch.
There's a little knob at the end of the ball as well, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a control stick in the midsection of the Pokeball. And basically the B button is on top here. So cool. It's a really cool thing. They really thought us through to make it tailored to that experience. And overall, I just really, really like it. It's just you have to get used to the way that the game is set up, especially with those Pokemon Go mechanics. Like there are regular battling against trainers and what have you, with just regular moves and things that you need to keep in mind. With capturing Pokemon, it basically comes down to throwing the ball. And this can be done with a nice, a great, and a perfect.
Right.
And depending on how many Pokemon of the same Pokemon you catch and how you approach it, if you can catch it in the first try, you build up a combo, and it also gives experience to the Pokemon in your party.
Okay, so just catching guys gives you XP. Interesting.
Yeah.
So basically, what do you call it? Like, what do they call it in Pokemon Go? Is it like transfer? Like you have to transfer them to the professor or whatever, and you get the candies. Does it do all that kind of stuff?
Yes, you can do that. You can also just build up combos and get candy that way. So it works in both ways. But if you need a specific candy and know which Pokemon are attached to it, for example, if you catch it for Pokemon, you will find that one of the Pokemon will give you candy that then can improve your attack. And once you know that, once you send all of those Pokemon to the professor, you just get a bunch of candy that can raise the attack again. So that's basically how you use the system to your advantage, and maybe in online battles with other people, and which works overall pretty well. But I would say with trading and battling, the way that they set this up is not very intuitive. because instead of friend codes or people on your friends list, you have to type in a code made out of free Pokemon. So basically,
oh my god, they
made
have friend codes more confusing.
Yeah, you have 10 Pokemon to choose from, and you choose 3 Pokemon to make a code which other person has to type in and then joins you without even being on your friends list.
So I'm Pikachu, Charmander.
Yeah.
I think
the problem with, in theory, that's a good idea. The problem is that other people might choose to use the same code, and then you just randomly come across another person.
That is part of Pokemon Go. Like when you do a raid battle, they've got like a code made of Pokemon at the top.
Yeah. Yeah,
interesting.
you do.
But it is almost like playing an advanced version of Pokemon Go, but on a console.
Well, it's more mixed with what those first generation games were.
Right.
Like it's a proper Pokemon game. Only the major difference is the throwing mechanic. That's the major difference between that. And there are some Pokemon Go elements, like with the candy, but for the majority, you're still going through that first experience that you had with Pokemon. And I feel, once again, they've done a good job like upgrading it and add some stuff to it. The first generation games were never that large of experience, but I still had plenty of going through. I have now most of the Pokemon in my Pokedex in Eevee, and it took me about 25 hours.
To get a full Pokedex?
Yeah.
Wow. Does this give you hope for like the next proper generation, like on Switch, like next year or whatever? Or do you think they should change it?
I feel that they're doing a lot of different stuff with the proper Pokemon game. Like having the proper experience with actual competitive edges. It feels like much more like a relaxing experience to play. They are fully focused on making like more of a bigger experience and adding new Pokemon to it or what have you. So I feel that it could be like, when coming back to that, it could be a bit convoluted, especially for new people coming in. But as a Pokemon fan, I'm really excited to see where the region will be based on, because the last couple of ones were really interesting with France and Hawaii.
Right.
And I feel that for the first couple of generations, they did Japan too much and not left open for the future, because if the third generation came now, it would have been a big return to form. But now they just did 3 generations of Japan back to back to back. But going back to that and going to that sense that I created with the first few generations, that felt really nice. But I'm really interested to see where they're now going to take Pokemon next, with A, the region, B, with the Pokemon design, and C, if they're going to keep some stuff from Pokemon Let's Go, or purely focus on what the 3DS games were.
Yeah, that was the thing that confused me. Like when Pokemon Go was like crazy popular when it first came out, and then straight after that, Pokemon Sun Moon came out, and it sold like a shitload, right? Because people thought because of the popularity of Pokemon Go. I always thought like, what were these Pokemon Go players thinking? Like they're playing this really simple smartphone game where they're just throwing balls at monsters, and then they play this like full-on JRPG on the Nintendo 3DS. Must have been like a bit kind of overloading of stuff to do, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, Sun and Moon was not a very hard game to get through.
All right.
And the first 3 gyms
I feel was the point. They were like, okay, let's ease this up. Pokemon Go's like super big. Let's make this a little easier for people to just go through.
Yeah, and I feel that after the second gym, like especially with Pikachu now, because Eevee is really overpowered, especially with Pikachu now, I feel that there's still a challenge there. But there's not much of a challenge, wasn't there at the beginning of Pokemon Sun and Moon, because it was made knowing that those people would come in.
Sairus, I forget, did you play Sun Moon or Ultra Sun Moon? I can't remember.
I played Sun Moon and skipped Ultra Sun Moon. But
well, you did good on that, because they ruined the story of the original Sun and Moon.
Okay, well, that's
good to know.
I don't remember much of Sun Moon. Oh yeah, Ultra Beasts. Yeah, now I got you.
Yeah. So what they changed is, and nobody should care about Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon really. That what they changed was there was this very impactful scene at the of the game where everything changes for the better. Especially how you battle certain Ultra Beast.
Mm-hmm.
They removed all of that in the sake of just having Lusamin and the guy from Team Skull just jump out of the portal again, and then have that whole scene with the new Ultra Beast or the new Pokemon.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, that's.
I've just gone.
We're trying to like dance around it, but what he's talking about is probably the best moment in a Pokemon game I've had in a while, and they just took it out.
They basically
So-
they basically ruined 2 characters for the sake of a moment, and it wasn't even a good moment either.
Well, good luck to him.
Yeah.
So anyway, it sounds like you had a good time with Let's Pikachu and Let's Eevee.
Yeah, it was a good time for sure.
Nice one. And you paid for both of those out of your own pocket?
Pikachu I got from Nintendo. Hashtag free game.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. Eevee I bought myself. Yeah.
There you go. Awesome. Sairus, does it intrigue you at all? Or are you still sat there with your arms cold going, this is not a real Pokemon game?
Not really, yeah. This game is completely not for me. I will never buy it, but I'm happy it exists.
If your wife says, go on, then you will go.
If I get it for Christmas, I'll play it. But
the old classic.
As a guy who just adores like just going through the game side of Pokemon, I really enjoyed what this game was. But I can definitely see the argument where it doesn't feel like the Pokemon experience that some people want to have. I just think it's a fun game overall. Yeah,
and like it's going to convert so many Pokemon Go players into core Pokemon game players. I think it's 100% worth the experiment they did with it.
I do feel that after now Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, like a Johto version needs to happen. Like a Gen 2 version needs to happen. Because they did so much cool stuff with this. And expanding now with 2 regions and doing more stuff and expanding on the story. Because with this game, they actually filled plot holes that happened in Gen 2. For example, with Giovanni of Team Rocket, where he goes to Johto for no reason. They filled those blanks in Pokemon Let's Go and Eevee. So now a Gen 2 game needs to happen, I feel. Because else you're not capitalizing on the thing you built now.
Well, there you have it, kids. Put down your dad's $600 iPhone and pick yourself up a $300 Switch and start playing Pokemons. Real Pokemon.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, then. So let's move on to Mr. Tyrone Shugart. What do you got for today, sir?
It's happening, all right?
That's right.
Let me tell you.
All he said in the agenda was bet on Duke, so I have no idea what you're going to say. Good luck.
Well, my standard MO is, I'll play like 20 different games, and they'll be like the most random shit in the entire universe. This week is no exception.
Castlevania on Game Boy and some potato chip sponsored Xbox game you found in the bargain bin.
That is pretty close. All right. So for I don't know where to start. Okay. So there's one game I really want to talk about.
Okay.
It's I don't believe it's out on Switch, but I don't know how to talk about this game. Have you heard of this game, Super Knight Riders?
I love Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Super Knight Riders.
Is it KNI or
no?
Oh.
No. If you've ever seen this game, like just passing by like some online store on PC or Xbox or PS4, I think it looks like a garbage ass shovelware student project game.
Okay. I'm looking at the Steam page for it right now. What the heck?
But
it has very positive reviews. How is that possible then?
Yeah, it's secretly good.
Okay.
Classic.
Like
I will put it in the show notes if people want to look at the Steam profile.
Yeah. I think the reviews on console are actually bad, but whatever. I've been done with giving a fuck about what other people think for like 20 years.
Right.
So this game, it really nailed that feeling of playing like Rad Racer or Suzuka 8 Hours or Outrun. It like really nailed the feel of a old school Parallax racing game.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Right.
Yeah, and I played the shit out of it. I like 100% of the game.
It's actually cute. I'm watching a gameplay video of it here, and it's like it actually looks remarkably like an old Parallax like Mega Drive Road Rage game, but intriguing.
Yeah.
Isn't there a car version like Super Horizon Racers or something? That's kind of similar.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same person that made it.
No,
but
it's not the same person.
But what I mean is that is on Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's made by Brazilian people.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Brazilian people fucking love Top Gear for some reason.
Why not? The
Yeah.
TV show, the BBC show, or
Right? No, I'm talking about the Super Nintendo game. Anyway, this game is amazing. It has great music. It's like all original, but it still feels retro somehow without being like chiptune-y. It's like extremely synth, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great, and it has this great thing where you play all the courses as one course.
Yeah.
It takes about 15 minutes, and you better not fuck up more than like 3 times.
So it transitions from one to the next.
Yeah, exactly. It transitions kind of like Outrun does. It's cool. So maybe this game will come out and Switch. I don't know. I bought it for $4.
Wow. And
even the standard price is not that expensive, so yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad I gave it a chance.
Okay. You know what I want to come back? I want Sega Rally to come back. I love Sega Rally.
Yeah.
Sega Rally. Haven't thought about that name in ages.
Yeah, there's all these like remakes and remasters and like collections and everything. Never hear anything about Sega Rally, which is like one of Sega's best arcade games.
Yeah, maybe one day Square Enix will dump $80 million into the next Rad Racer.
Well, they're already dumping on projects that could cancel this. So
hell yeah. All right, so let me tell you about some stuff that's actually on Nintendo.
Oh,
okay.
I've been playing the latest HD re-releases of Turok Dinosaur Hunter and Duke Nukem 3D.
Wow, classic Nintendo game,
right?
Yeah.
Well, I remember when both of these were like hot shit on Nintendo 64. Like when Turok came out, it was like one of the best looking games on anything ever in video game history.
Yeah, that 5 feet in front of you was amazing.
I know.
Yeah, dude.
Best fog ever. Has there been a mod that removes all the fog?
Well, the HD re-release has like an incredibly far draw distance. Like you can see it. You can see everything.
That must be weird, though. You know what I mean? It's like, seeing a baby panda for the first time. It's like, oh, the pink underneath all that fur.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's the greatest comparison.
It's like, oh, this is weird. I can see more than one tree.
well, now that Daan has grown, I'm wondering if there's a way to actually shorten the draw distance back down. I didn't look. But
visibility. You just got a visibility slider.
Yeah.
It just says one end, it says nope.
But I really like that game. I like how the movement feels. Like it's fast, it's good. And it has like your character like leans really hard from side to side when you're like circling around guys. It's really cool.
Huh.
Yeah, that's like I noticed I played it like, wow, games don't really do that anymore. Or maybe this was the only game that did.
You're playing this on PC, right?
I know it was on Xbone.
So like you're using control sticks.
Yeah, double control sticks.
And how is that?
It's good. Yeah, you might remember the original config on 64. It was like use the C buttons to move.
Yeah, they really tried to capture the PC feeling.
Yeah, right.
Man, that was tough. And then GoldenEye said, "No, people don't like that. Let's not do that. You can do that if you want, but you don't have to."
Yeah, but I mean, they were both good for the respective games. The functionality in each game that you had access to was way different. Because in GoldenEye, you could go to crouch, you could do the wiggle back and forth.
Right.
And that was good for GoldenEye, and what was good for Turok is good for Turok.
Absolutely.
Did you
and remember the Japanese title, Ty?
Violence Killer, baby.
That's a throwback to. Actually, no, that was a throwback to the Patreon show that we're going to talk about in Now Playing.
Hell yeah. Maybe if I can speak a little bit about Duke Nukem briefly.
I remember the N64 version of Duke had like 3D polygons in it, like the explosions and stuff, which other versions didn't. Is that right?
Maybe. I just remember the port was extremely good.
Yeah.
And it was done by a company called Eurocom.
But at that time, it was kind of old hat, though, wasn't it? It's like
the game was
better be good, better be better.
Yeah, they did. Well, yeah, I think the game was 2 years old at that point.
Right.
I don't know, but the port was extremely good. It had co-op. I think it had 4-player split-screen deathmatch.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah.
I don't know if it had I don't think it had 4-player co-op.
No.
You know what game fucking did have 4-player co-op though?
On the N64?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know.
Hexen.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, Hexen. Good
That
times.
game was tight as fuck.
Wow.
Like, okay, like this game has gone overlooked for far too long. Let me tell you about Hexen.
Oh, God. Next. So anyway, why are you playing these old games, Ty?
They were on the Black Friday sale on Xbox.
So they're like $2 each or something.
Yeah, baby. Poverty.
So the 3 games that you talked about today cost you a grand total of like what, like $6?
Yeah, like $10 maybe.
Okay.
$10 and regret.
Yeah, and it's so much better than like whatever you assholes just paid $60 for.
All right. Then.
I in general, I don't care about the N64 generation of video games anymore.
Wow, bad opinion zone.
What about the PlayStation Classic that's coming out real soon?
Oh my God! Don't talk about that. Jesus.
I just saw the Japanese.
Good Lord. Like everybody is complaining. Why is this game not on it? It's because of the emulator they used.
Really? Oh yeah, that's right. They just used like an open source emulator, didn't they?
Yeah, and that emulator can't even run Tomb Raider or Tomba.
Wow. Bull fucking horseshit.
Okay then. Well, anyway, that's enough of new business. If we're talking about old stuff, let's move on.
I played Brawl Out as well, but whatever.
There we go. No one cares. Let's move on to now playing at the Famicast.com. So this is the segment where we briefly talk about what's going on at the Famicast.com and the Famicast YouTube channel. The first one, which we kind of just briefly mentioned before, we did a Patreon special podcast called Happy Smile Super Challenge Famicast Quiz Show. 4th episode, in fact, of that. And this is our quiz show. And Sairus, what did we do again?
Who knows?
Well, Sairus, you did a quiz about Smash.
I did Super Smash Bros.
Right?
So
yeah.
You did your usual 20 questions.
Yeah, I did keyword countdown. Danny. Yeah, Daniel Bivens, rest in peace. He did something. Oh, he did a Wii U quiz, and Ty did the usual.
Yeah.
Fake or real? True or false?
with a theme, as usual.
That's right. So yeah, 4 quizzes jam-packed into one show, and a fight to the death. And yeah, it was awesome fun.
So that's why Danny's not here. It explains everything.
That's right. He lost, as usual.
Oh, man.
And speaking of which, he may no longer be with us, but he did do some videos before he passed on. Me and Danny, we played some Famicom online games. No, we played some Famicom games online. We played Pro Wrestling, Super Dodgeball, Super Mario Brothers, Yoshi, baseball, and we played these online together. And yeah, it was good times. We have it's not just direct feed, by the way. We actually have our kind of like picture-in-picture. We have our little video in the corner, and it's just me and Danny kind of bantering back and forth, playing these awful/classic Famicom games, and having a good time sometimes.
You know what? I shit on NES games anytime I get, but ice hockey is still kind of dope.
Yeah,
that game is godlike.
Yeah,
I was shocked at how good that is.
Good NES fighting games. No, I'm thinking of Blades of Steel. I'm sorry. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I think of these 4 games, 5 games that we just played, I don't know which one was my favorite, to be honest. They're all pretty bad. I mean, Super Dodgeball was all right. Baseball was boring, but we have good times. Bantering. We like egging on the games and stuff like that. So it's good times.
Mm-hmm.
check it out on the Famicast YouTube channel, famicast.com. Right then, next up, you know what time it is.
Oh,
It's time for the Japanese.
oh my God, it's happening.
Man.
That's right. So we've got lots of news, so we'll just keep it brief. Lots of little tidbits of news, and we'll just keep it going. So first up, Detective Pikachu trailer. Holy crap, it's real. Pikachu is real.
And so fuzzy.
Right.
He's
Sairus,
getting lost in that fur.
Okay. Were you impressed, Sairus?
Well,
Confused.
Jigglypuff will haunt me forever. But aside from that, it's like I'm willing to give this a chance. It's weird, but it's not awful.
It was very American for a Japanese game with Japanese money behind it. It didn't feel very Japanese at all. And in fact, there is, as the time of recording, there is no date set for Japan. There is an actual date for the West, which I forgot to write down. Does anyone know? It's got a date anyway. Next year's it's got a date, but Japan is just a generic 2019, and there isn't actually a Japanese trailer. There's a Japanese subtitled one, but there's no dubbed one, and obviously all the actors are in English except Ken Watanabe. The only Japanese guy who can speak English.
Who's in token Japanese role in every movie.
That's right. So, and is it Will Smith's child or something? His surname is Smith. It's not.
It's Justice. It's Justice Smith.
Oh.
Is that Will Smith's kid or?
Yeah, and Pikachu is Ryan Reynolds.
Right. Japanese Twitter was all like, "Why is Deadpool Pikachu?" Or "Why is Pikachu Deadpool?" That was Japanese Twitter's reaction.
Yeah, I thought that Ryan actually did a good job, like using his vocals, his very classic vocals, to bring Pikachu to life. It was kind of funny.
Oh, Dan, did you see the German version of that trailer?
Yes, I did.
That was Pikachu's voice. Holy crap! What happened there? Like, all of the versions, in case you didn't know this, all of the versions had the kind of the Japanese, Pika Pika, but then the German one is like Pika Pika. It's like really deep voice, very weird.
That's funny. I didn't realize that. The German Pikachu has a different dub.
Yeah,
I think they actually removed that trailer and then brought the actual Pikachu noises back.
Oh, they did. Okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's the final version and they just didn't want to show it right now, or maybe they're going to change the whole movie because of the reaction.
maybe they're just going to change that a little bit. That makes sense, at least. With Germany, voice acting usually is pretty good, though, because there are actual unions for voice actors there. So, like, professional projects like games and movies actually need to be done by voice actors.
Right, and they usually try and keep the same voice actor. Actors and voice actors kind of team up, don't they? Like, it's the same voice actor for that actor in all these movies.
Pretty much, yeah.
For Pikachu specifically, I think Pikachu never gets a new voice actor in any language. It's always the same Japanese lady who does it.
I was going to say,
Like in Smash Bros, all the Pokemon have to be redubbed for Europe, which is really annoying. But Pikachu never gets to get a redub.
Well, that's also because the names don't really translate well if you keep them in English. The only reason why they kept it here in English is because we're used to it. Because all of our movies and TV shows were always English subtitled, so we grew up with that. Similar with Sweden and the Finland and what have you. So the Netherlands, Belgium, and all of the nations up there were always subtitled, so we got used to the English names regardless of that.
There you go. That's why your guys' English is so good, and that's why Japanese will never get good at English.
I guess because you always want to have it dubbed, don't you?
That's right. I mean, it's a shocking trend. I mean, let me tell you, Daan. I mean, Japan is pretty much the opposite of the Netherlands, where you guys never have dubbed stuff. Japan just dubs the shit out of everything. Everything. There's no English word whatsoever. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on. Ty, you like perverted Dead or Alive games?
Hell yeah, I've been waiting for this. I don't even have the thing open to look at, but let me tell you, Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Super Duper Edition is coming out on
Scarlet.
Switch. Yes, Scarlet. That's what it's called.
Right, you're almost there. That was quite impressive considering you weren't looking at the document.
Yeah, I still don't have it open. Anyway, it's coming out. Let me guess. March.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah.
Are you like
Can you guess the actual date though? March.
Wait, was it 20?
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
dude.
I actually memorized.
I did.
Yeah, I has this tattooed on his shoulder.
Right? I have it written on my hand right here.
And do you remember what the Nintendo Switch exclusive kind of feature is, Sai? Which I tweeted a picture of it.
Let me guess. You shake the Switch and their boobs jiggle.
Oh yeah, each Joy-Con is a boob, and they use HD Rumble, so it's called Soft HD because it combines the Soft engine with the HD Rumble technology.
Right, and now let's see. So it's not a new Dead or Alive Extreme. It's a special edition of Dead or Alive Extreme 3.
Wasn't the third really disappointing to people who actually liked it? Dead or Alive for streaming games.
I don't know. It's not like
like what I remember of the discourse of that game, and it has been I think
they were
3
mad
years
because
ago.
It didn't come out in the US.
Yeah, but I thought that the people who did play it were disappointed by it.
I just heard just before the show started that the PlayStation 4 version is going to be like quote unquote censored, and the Switch version isn't.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
They are stealing that old Vita PSP market of having these lewd ass games.
That's right.
And it's free. It's so free.
People who spend a lot of time on PlayAsia, they're gonna love this game.
Yo.
So yeah, they're adding Misaki and one more character to the game.
One more unannounced character?
Yeah.
Wait, I wonder if it's the new character they showed for Dead or Alive 6.
The glasses girl.
Yeah, with the blue hair.
Scientist lady.
She shoots lightning or something.
On the official, I can't believe we're spending this much time on this news.
It's probably her.
But like on the website, they had something like there's going to be like a normal version, then like a super, you know, pervert version, which is like $150.
Yeah.
Hikikomori version.
Yeah.
But then there was like there was also a free version, which I don't know what the hell that is.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how they do a free version. Okay, well,
no idea. Maybe it's a demo. Maybe it's, I don't know. You get one character and you buy extra. Who knows?
To be fair, it's not like Koei Tecmo is known for very good DLC practices.
Right, yeah, it's probably buy each girl for $10.
Like because I recently played it was Warriors of Orochi 4 for Switch, and then every single week I get the European press release, and we're like 15 pieces of new DLC content.
And like paid content?
Yeah.
Wow, get the hell out
yeah,
of here.
Warriors Orochi. I don't know where they keep getting DLC for that game.
Don't forget, like Dead or Alive 5, I think it broke Xbox Marketplace for having like...
Yeah, they have that free version, don't they?
Yeah, that's how they did Dead or Alive 5. It's free to play with like a couple characters, and then you can buy the characters you like.
Or you can buy straight up buy the disc version.
You can buy
1,000
DLC costumes.
Yeah, regardless of which version to buy, there are like a million zillion DLC costumes, which are tallied over or around like $500.
Yep, I think it's more than that, my friend.
Well, Sairus, just so you know, we're putting you on this game, and we're going to expect full, gameplay videos and everything on the YouTube channel.
Roger.
So yeah, good luck.
I'll send my wife away for a week.
Right.
I don't know. This might be the game I buy a Switch for.
Jesus Christ.
I am that big on irony and anime titty.
I hope they don't tell you one. So next up, I mean, this is a very short sentence I've written here, but this could be, start a whole thread here. But like, Sony is not going to E3 next year.
Yeah,
which is
weird.
Which is weird. I mean, I just thought I'd warn Sony, if anyone from Sony is listening. Microsoft stopped going to Tokyo Game Show, and then soon after that, they completely failed in Japan. So coincidence? ?
Well, to be fair, they never really succeeded in Japan to begin with.
Right. Even when they were pouring shit tons of money into Xbox exclusives for Japan.
Yeah, that was a huge ironic joke which kind of didn't land. But like, yeah, this is what I'm trying to say is this is the opposite of that, because Microsoft were like in a hole, digging themselves bigger holes.
Not exactly, because SEA, which is now the name of the PlayStation brand's company, is based in California.
Right.
So it's basically not going to a trade show in their own state.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh god. Just like looking out the window, like, nah, let's not bother.
Yeah, they're basically not going to a show in their own freaking backyard. That's funny. No, I honestly think it's a little bit weird because, regardless of what you think, Sony is currently the market leader when it comes to home consoles, and not having them there, is a bad sign, because basically it's not giving room to third-party games that have no other stage really. Like, for example, if you looked at past year's Xbox conference, what I think they did really well is showcasing a variety of games and games from everywhere. And while Sony didn't do much of a good job with that this past E3, they still had the opportunity to do that again at the future E3 or maybe a PlayStation experience. And I feel that's what they're failing to see. It's not just about them, but also helping games on their platform succeed. But because if you look at the sales of PlayStation games, like the top 10 are third-party software.
Right. Well, exactly. That's my point. So the difference is between like Microsoft not going to TGS and Sony not going to E3 is that there will be thousands, millions of PlayStation 4 consoles despite Sony not being there, because like unlike Nintendo not going to TGS, if Nintendo don't go to TGS, they have to rely on third parties which don't exist, and then that means that there are literally no Nintendo consoles at TGS other than TGS, right? Except this year, different this year and last year. But like with E3, it's like if Sony don't go, no one cares. Everyone will still be using PlayStation 4s to show off their games anyway. Like, Fortnite will probably have a 200-foot, 200-acre, presence at the show, and they'll all be on PS4s. So it doesn't really matter for Sony. I don't think.
If I can offer some commentary on this, it actually does make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, like the old model of going to an event, showing a bunch of journalists your fucking games, and then having them write at their outlets about it. That's not a big deal anymore. It's marketing nowadays is much more direct. Like, Sony can showcase their stuff directly through their system or through their YouTube channel or through their Twitter, rather than giving it to these dumb nerds that fuck everything up.
Sony Direct.
I guess at the same time, Sony hasn't been great at communicating directly to their fan base. Because if you look at Nintendo, they have Nintendo Directs. If you look at Xbox, they have A, Xbox Wire, and B, their Inside Xbox presentations. I feel that Sony, of the three companies, has been the worst when it comes to like personal interaction with their fans, because those PlayStation blogs are cool, but they don't really give information. They usually wait for events for that. But where are they now going to show games? Are they going to make their own event?
Yeah, is it going to mark a change in direction for them?
Yeah. And we don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, they're still destroying the competition. Yeah. So there you have it. Anyway, I'm going to call it next on that one. So anyway, good luck to Sony, whatever happens. Sairus, I think this one's you because it's got the word paladins in it.
I can take this. So Smite has been announced coming to Switch. So Smite is a MOBA. It's made by the folks who make Paladins. Can't remember who they are, but
those guys.
Yeah, so it's coming out and it's going to have full. I don't think it has cross-play like the notes here say. I think it just has cross-account. So
I think
Oh, if it does have crossplay, that's cool. The cross account stuff, at least I know, will like if you level up on PC, your account progress will carry over to Switch and vice versa.
Yeah, that's a big deal because the game has been out for a long ass time.
Yeah.
Right.
And if you can just carry your stuff over, hey.
Yep.
There you go.
So,
and you don't need to like stop using one console and move everything over to the other one. You can
you can
keep
just
both accounts active, right?
Yep. So you can play on PC today, play on Switch tomorrow, and back on PC the next day, and all the progress you've done each time will accumulate. So that's really, really nice. And that is also being like patched into Paladins. So you'll be able to play that on both platforms and have, and that is crossplay already at least. So
yeah. Well, we had our
we played it.
Yeah.
And Paladins itself got a big update recently, so it's got gyro controls on Switch and a big graphic boost and stability patches and stuff. So,
that's wild.
Yeah, those guys are really going in on Switch.
Did you check it out, Sairus?
I haven't tried Paladins yet because I kicked my habit on that one. And
So with Smite, they're doing the same thing that they did for Paladins, right? That you can buy it now for $30, and you can play it straight away, or you can just play the free version next year or whatever.
So you can pre-order the paid version now and play it in January. So it doesn't launch on Switch at all until January. And
so it's different from Paladins. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not sure in January will the pay-to-play version be the only one there, and then you have to wait a month like Paladins did, or
like everyone did, except Sairus.
Well, I bought it and waited for a month. So.
Oh right, yeah, I remember that. And then we all played on that weekend where all the characters were open for free.
Yeah, so I got no benefit.
Oh man, you Bivens'd it.
Who?
Okay. Never heard of him.
Yeah,
So,
that's pretty much all. I've only played a teeny bit of Smite. Seems like a MOBA. Probably won't play it. The end.
Yeah, I put a few hours into it. I don't like it.
I played Arena of Valor like a couple of months ago, like one game, and I didn't really like it. So it's probably just going to be like that, right?
Yep,
MOBA.
Pretty much.
Was it 6 versus 6? You go along the lines and you blow something up.
The little I played was 3 versus 3 or 5v5 or something.
5 versus 5.
5v5. So it's what does set it apart a bit is you play it from like a third person perspective. It's not top down.
Okay.
So it's almost like over the shoulder.
Yeah. So that's pretty much all that really sets it apart, though.
Well, cross your fingers. Maybe one of our patrons will choose it as their game of the month, and then force us to play it all together.
Please do that.
Talking of free to play, another cross-play, cross-account game, Warframe, is coming out round about now. Like as we're recording on the 20th of November 2018. I think we're mere hours away, possibly minutes away from it releasing. And
or is in the past for some.
So Warframe is kind of like I don't know, Destiny or something like that. Like playing as robot people shooting stuff.
Yeah,
it's free to play. It looks really good.
I actually played this for a couple hours on the old Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is cross-play. Maybe it's cross-account.
So you can migrate your account from PC to Switch once. So you can't, like, your account progression isn't tracked on both. You can just take a snapshot of what's on your PC now and apply it to your Switch.
Okay, so it's like Fortnite on PlayStation. You don't want to do. You can only do it once. That's a shame, anyway. But they might patch that in. But we talked about this maybe a couple of episodes back, where these were is it Panic Button, the people that are doing the Switch version?
Yes.
And they actually in creating the Switch version, they actually managed to improve the overall engine and make it faster on all versions, which shows how fucking incredible these people are.
Panic Button, like I don't understand how good they are. They are just like everything they touch is magic.
That's right. I just imagine like this one guy. It's just like the Matrix. He's just got like 10 monitors on at once, and he just does it all by himself. He's not actually human. But anyway, we're going to play this. It's kind of good timing because this is our November Patreon stream. We are going to play this. Me, Sairus, and Ryan. we're going to play this sometime this week, and we're going to put that up for the patrons. It's going to be a patron exclusive video, and should be good times. Hopefully, right, Sairus?
Yeah.
We'd have Ion, but unfortunately, like I said, it's not cross-play. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've played a little bit of it, and I very much enjoyed the little bit I played, so I'm looking forward to actually just playing this myself.
All right, then. Ty, I believe this next one's for you. You talked about the Castlevania TV show, right?
Oh, yeah. I fucking love it. And I read about this, too. So I believe it's the same director got his hands on the Devil May Cry license. I think almost specifically so that, quote, some jabroni doesn't fuck it up like an idiot.
Brilliant. Right.
That's not the actual quote, but that's basically what he said.
Yeah. No, that is the actual quote.
Yeah. So
some nerd.
Some nerd. So yeah, he's doing Devil May Cry. And recently I read an article, an interview with him. I can't remember his name. Was it Shakar?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So he did an interview about Castlevania, and he talked about like his thoughts on sticking to the source material, as well as like fleshing stuff out. And like he knew about the obscure nerd shit in it. Like he answered my question, which is, where is Grant, a noted obscure Castlevania character? He's like, oh yeah, he exists in the universe. Don't you worry. Nice. So find the interview he did about Castlevania. Read that. I think it may shed some insight on his approach to Devil May Cry.
I think that's where I got that quote from, saying that they're calling this the bootleg multiverse.
Yeah.
Where like Devil May Cry and Castlevania kind of exist in the same multiverse kind of thing.
Interesting, if true.
But the long term rumors were that they were working on a Zelda TV show. And apparently, yeah, this has kind of squashed those rumors. No, it's not Zelda. It's Devil May Cry. Rip in peace.
Basically the same thing.
Right.
With trolling.
Maybe Zelda will get his own TV show one day.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the main character's name, right? Zelda.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Zelda. Daan, do you like Roller Coaster Tycoon?
I played this specific game during E3 in a hotel room.
Ooh. Right. Fresh from
and at that point, it wasn't very good.
Are we talking about Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures, releasing on the 29th of this month?
At that point, it was just called Roller Tycoon for Nintendo Switch. It's based on a mobile game.
Oh, okay.
And it ran terribly when I played it back in June.
I'm out. Okay. So it releases on the 29th this month, and then in December in America, December 13th in America. I don't know why I can get it later, but there you have it. Just
because of the publisher, because Movie Regions has a different publisher.
Just give me Sim Theme Park. Theme Park. Was it just called Theme Park, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just give me that. Okay, quick update on NES Online / Famicom Online. These are the games we'll be tackling on our YouTube channel over the next few weeks. So releasing on both NES and Famicom were Metroid, Mighty Bomb Jack, and Twinbee. But then there was a slight variation. The NES got a special edition of Gradius, and Famicom got a special edition of Mario Open Golf. That's the SP versions that we
yeah. What did they do with the SP version of Mario Golf? Because I haven't played that one yet.
So with Mario Golf, we haven't yet done that for our YouTube channel yet. But they basically unlocked all the courses, so you can do all the special courses, like just straight out the bat.
That's not really all that interesting, is it?
Right. And then with Gradius, I think you just start on like level 5, which is like almost nearly.
You start with level 5 with all the unlocked weaponry.
It's like a cheat hack.
Yeah. It's basically using a Game Shark.
Yeah, and also on that note, like Metroid, because we're going to be streaming that sometime soon, and I thought, okay, wouldn't it be funny to kind of put in one of those crazy passwords? And I booted up the Famicom version first, and I was like, where the hell is the password screen? And it was like, it just had like a save screen thing. And I was like, oh, right, this is a Famicom Disk System game. this actually saved the game.
Yeah.
But the NES, it was only the NES one that had the stupid password system. But you do have the advantage in that you can put all those kind of crazy passwords in and start with like no suit Samus, full weapons and all that kind of crazy stuff, which you can't do with the Famicom Online version. Okay.
Witcher sound though.
Yeah. It's really cool being able to play the NES and Famicom version.
Sure.
Of the same system. Yeah. It's really pretty cool. Next, does anyone know about Abzu? I think that's how it's pronounced.
I had plans to play it, never did.
So this is from the people who made Journey, the artist behind Journey and Flower. Those Sony, I think they were Sony exclusive games, aren't they? I think they are.
No, you can play Flower on iOS.
Okay, right, okay. If you want to play the real versions, it's Sony exclusive.
Yeah.
So this
works pretty well on an iPad though. So if you don't have a PlayStation, it's worth playing on an iPad.
I guess so.
Yeah, it seems like a game you could easily adapt to iPad, I imagine.
Yeah.
If you don't want to buy Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures on the 29th of November, you can buy this. So racing on the same day, $14.99, and you get 10% discount if you pre-order it before it comes out. This looks really cool. I thought it looked really nice art. Looks really, really cool. And Dan, you thinking about checking it out?
Yeah.
Nice one. So are you going to do you do a lot of direct feed stuff on your YouTube channel, don't you?
Yeah.
You can do something like that, yeah?
Well, likely, yeah.
Cool. Check it out. And then, what else have we got here? Who wants to enter a Smash Brothers tournament at the World Hobby Fair next month?
Are you an elementary school student?
Ty, you could probably get in. Do you work at elementary schools?
No, I work at a junior high school.
Oh, so close. You can get in there as their teacher, and then just take over for them.
What are the rules?
The rules are there are no rules. No, the rules are
Fox only. Usual joke.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So there's going to be a tournament 19th of January next year in Tokyo and Osaka. But you have to be an elementary school student. Then the last one, at the time I put this in the agenda, there wasn't an English trailer, but they've just released a quote-unquote English trailer. I use the word English loosely. But Bandai Namco announced Super Robot Tyson T, aka Super Robot Wars, releasing next year for Switch. And it's interesting that it's like a combination of all these different licenses in one. So you've got Paradise, Cowboy Bebop, Arcadia of My Youth, Endless Orbit, SSX, Magic Knight, Ray Earth, all in one. And these are all anime things, which I'm sure Ty all knows about.
Yeah, I know some of them.
Yeah, so it's really weird. And I watched the English trailer, and it was the same trailer, but they just added a little bit of English at the bottom. It was like 99% the same. But
then.
Yeah, no idea. I have no idea what kind of game this is.
Oh, it's like a isometric perspective strategy game with tiles and shit. Maybe it's like Namco cross Capcom.
Right.
Yeah, it's in that vein. That kind of.
Yeah, and it's like the
everyone is here.
They've been making these games for like 30 fucking years, right? Right? There's so many of them, and it's just like get every giant fuck off robot from every anime ever and just put it in the same game, and it's a wild ride.
Where were the robots in Cowboy Bebop?
Yeah, good question.
That's what I'm like. They have their ships, but they don't have robots. So I was very curious when I saw that announcement.
Man, they even had Idolmaster in one of these games because there was like a spin-off where the Idols had giant robots or something, and they put that shit in. So if
that sounds sick,
right? So if there's like even one giant robot like in the most tangentially related piece of media, it may be in this fucking game.
Somebody looked at a robot once. It's in there.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, talking about bringing all sorts of characters and from different genres and series into one game, we now have a super special segment called, I don't have a name for it. I'm just going to call it Special Smash Segment with Daan Koopman.
Smashing.
So, Daan, you are a very lucky boy. You got to play Super Smash Brothers Ultimate / Special, like twice.
Yes.
in
Over the course of the 4 days, yeah.
That's crazy. So
Yeah.
I kind of like, I was surprised because like on Twitter with all these pictures and videos coming in of like, new Smash stuff, and it's like, whoa, wait, people already got their hands on the game or not? But I guess not. It was just like some events going
Preview events, yeah. Yeah.
around the world. And you got to go to one in the Netherlands.
Yes.
And
before that, there was also another local event where I could just play with the new characters. So in total, I played 4 hours of Smash in 2 days.
Nice. Man, it seems like so far away, yet so close.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 weeks.
Less than, yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Well, both Sairus and Ty talked about Incineroar for like 2 hours on the last episode, so they just
really
him, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like an actual fighting game character by the looks of things.
Take it away, boys.
Yeah. Oh, don't get us started. He looks like Alex from Street Fighter.
Oh, Incineroar was my favorite character.
Oh, good shit. Was he fun to play? Like super fun?
He's pretty much a wrestler. He is pretty much from top to down. He's a wrestler. His up B is that he flies up in the air and then sideways go down with this massive kick. It's amazing.
Yeah, like I said, he's Alex from Street Fighter 3.
Yeah, it does massive damage if you can land it correctly and just blast them off the stage. It's so good. The side B is throwing an enemy into the ropes and then it bounces back. You have to do another time button press and then fly them up into the air, and then you can combine with a bunch more smash attacks. It feels so dang good.
And if you mistime that one, then you get hit. Is that right?
Yeah, you get hit. Yeah.
Wow. Awesome.
But it's not hard to nail down. I got the timing of like the second or third time playing through it.
Nice. So, did you? What kind of like stages, rules were you playing on these? Was it like?
I had access to all 103 stages.
Wow.
I could change the rules if I wanted to. I had access to everything.
Nice. What did you tend to play with?
I just played as all the new characters, including all the echoes. Incineroar was absolutely my favorite, just like I mentioned. The other ones were also really good. I think the other favorite that I played as most of is King K. Rool.
Nice.
Good to hear. He's my boy.
Yeah, I really
King K. Rool was really good, especially with his shield, because one of the matches, Shulk would come towards with his sword, and I would do beat down, and then it would just bounce off and throw him back and do a bunch of damage. It was really good.
Oh, is it like a belly thing or something?
Yeah, his shield is his belly.
Nice.
Yeah. Another character that I played a bunch of was Isabelle from Animal Crossing, or Shizu if you are in Japan.
All right.
Yeah. I thought her wild attack was really interesting because it's a far range game. So first of all, you throw the fishing rod and it will pull the enemy towards you. And afterwards, you can do a grab or throw and then do a bunch of smash attacks to make a combo. All of these newcomers have something special about them that make like exploring Smash a bit more fun.
So
like with the E3 build,
she's not a villager clone at all.
Not at all. She has a completely different moveset.
All right. Okay. Right on.
And I think her moveset is actually way more fun than Villagers. I feel that Villagers has a bit more tricky elements to him. With Isabelle, A, it feels more unique. B, the fishing rod is just fun to do because basically you're just catching them, throwing them towards you, and they can do whatever you want them to them, which is way more fun and interesting.
Is her like final smash like the same as Villager? Is that why I thought it was a clone?
I don't remember what Villager's final smash is.
Like
to be
puts it inside a house and then kind of jumbles it around and then explodes, kind of thing.
I think it was something like that for sure. I'm not exactly if they're the same now. Villagers might be different now.
Tell me more about King K. Rool's moves. Has he got this gun?
He does, yeah. He can throw his crown, he can shoot the gun, and his final smash, you've likely seen it in the trailer, he just blows up the DK Island with the character on it.
So does that just mean like everyone on the screen gets wiped out?
No, just the characters he catches in his frame. So if you are close to King K. Rool, you're done for.
Gotcha. Nice.
But
Cool.
like what they've done well with Smash this time is making different types of fighting game characters, because with Smash it was always close by or very far away. I feel that with like Isabelle and with Simon and Richter of Castlevania, they made also a bunch of new mid-tier characters that have some range to them, but you still need to be close to do some proper attacks. I feel that they cover their bases a bit more, and especially with also changing a bunch of characters, including Link and Zelda, and Peach a little bit, and from back to its original design. They've made so many intricate changes that the characters are very different from each other. Even the echoes, even though they are not completely new, have some interesting traits to them. For example, with the difference between Chrom and Roy is that Chrom pivots a bit more than Roy does. But the difference
what do you mean by
Ken
pivots?
I mean his the tip of a sword like strikes a bit more and does more damage.
Oh, okay.
With Ken, he's faster than Ryu in every given way, every given way, including the energy attack and how he moves across the screen.
Nice.
So they've made changes with returning characters, with the newcomers, including Echoes.
Did you play much with Simon or Richter?
I played a bunch as Richter. I mostly relied on his whip, which is tied to the smash attacks, because I could attack from a distance and keep a distance between me and the opponent. But I could still, if I want to do a bit closer, I could easily do the cross or what have you. I mostly focused on using the whip.
Were you playing with like other like Nintendo employees when you went to the Nintendo event?
Partially. I played with some Nintendo employees, sometimes with just other people who were there.
Right.
I just swapped between them freely on the fly, so I played with everybody a little bit.
Cool.
And it was just fun to explore the characters and see what they were like. But more importantly, obviously, I saw a bunch of modes, which was classic modes, the Spirit board, so the first part of Spirits, and then World of Light, the proper adventure mode in Spirits.
Right. So this really was like the final game.
Yeah, I pretty much saw a good portion of the final game. Yeah.
Nice. So do you start off as Kirby, the World of Light one?
Yeah, in World of Light you start as Kirby. You quickly unlock Mario after a match of 4. And then you basically choose a path between Villager, Sheik, or Marth, and then go to the further on the world map from there.
So this is kind of like jumping ahead here, but like in feedback, we had a question on YouTube from Mr. Awesome Matty, and he says because we posted a video about showing the maps from World of Light, and he said, "Holy shit! Do you mean to tell me we have to clear the entire map and gather all of Roster's smashes before you can go to the middle screen and challenge Galeem? I mean, I'm up for a challenge, but I sincerely hope this isn't the only way you can unlock characters, because that is going to suck and take such a long time."
I feel that the battles are quick and to the point, even though. So the thing is with Spirit battles, doesn't matter if it's World of Light or Spirit board, is that you fight a character that has a spirit attached to that makes sense. For example, in one of the Spirit board challenges, you would fight 3 Mii sword fighters who were all in a suit, and the spirit attached to were the Elite Beat agents.
Nice.
And their attack would increase over time. And that's how they do it. Like, they add elements to, like, tweets from the character based from the spirit, and then attach them to an actual character in the game. That creates scenarios that you play. And I feel, and here's the thing with this: in adventure mode, you do these matches, and it feels like a string of very interesting matches that changes on the fly and things you have to adapt to. And I feel that's better than what they did with Subspace Emissary. Don't get me wrong, I feel that Subspace Emissary did some interesting things. But I feel that the platform side of it let it down a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel that it focuses now on what makes Smash good, which is the fighting.
So there have been questions going around right now, like how long is it going to take to unlock everyone? Because there's so many freaking characters. So like, but from what I've heard from people like you who've been to the event, is that the word seems to be like just a couple of hours, and you can unlock everyone.
That's what Nintendo seemed to imply. Yeah,
right.
That it take a number of hours, but not too long to beat.
Is that in that World of Light mode, or is that?
Yeah, Spirit Board adds new challenges on the fly. So basically, the Spirit Board is that you have 10 challenges, which you can change at any moment in time. So it's not a strict path like World of Light. And unlike World of Light has a progression system. So it starts easy enough, but grows to some really high proportioned battles, like really high impact. With Spirit Board, it can be 1 to 4 stars all mixed at the same time. So you're not sure what you're going to get, and you just choose out of the 10 that are available. If you fail one of them, they leave the board, and you have to wait for them to come back. If you beat them, you get a chance to unlock that spirit with a little mini game.
So in Smash 4 on Wii U, it was like, I forgot what it was now, like Master Hand Challenges or something like that. That was kind of similar,
Crazy Orders,
right? And you could kind of choose your challenge, so it's kind of like that, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Are you going to play any of these modes, Dan, when the final?
Oh, I absolutely think. What I played of it, I feel that World of Light is more meant as a beefy experience that you can play a number of hours or a half hour after each other, just at home. I feel with a Spirit Board, it's just something that will play on the go, like quickly a mission or two, and then put it back down again.
Okay.
But some of these missions that come up at random are just insane. One of the missions that I really remember is it's a 4-star mission, so legendary, so really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And this is against Rosalina, who has a shine sprite attached to her.
Mm-hmm.
And the conditions in that fight is the enemy can suddenly have a final smash, and it will sometimes become invincible.
Okay. That doesn't sound fun.
Well, it's fun. It's just really, really hard. And I think that I sort of appreciate the challenge of that.
So you have to kill her before she becomes invincible.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting to ask anything?
No.
So
did you get a chance to play my boy Piranha Plant?
No, I could only play with the roster how it is at launch.
Yeah, and he's not officially a launch character. He's like he's in January, isn't he?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Not done yet.
Yeah.
It needs more time to perfect him.
Only one minor thing is, it's funny, like looking up online, I couldn't find this. I was just looking at it yesterday by coincidence. How is Daisy different from Peach?
But Daisy's different. She is a bit faster.
Okay, yeah.
Her side B is faster than Daisy's. Than Peach's.
Yeah.
And it does a tiny bit more damage. And also, I just think that her animations are a lot more fun in that way.
Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, it's mostly her side B that's somewhat different.
The butt bash.
Yeah, I was just curious because, like, I looked up comparison videos of a bunch of Echo Fighters, and there was none for her. So I'm like, why? Why do people not check this? There we go.
Yeah.
What about Dark Samus? Is she any different?
She floats over the screen. She's a whole lot faster, and just in general.
Floats
because she doesn't stand on the ground like regular Samus.
Mm-hmm.
She floats over the screen. She hovers a little bit.
Oh, like Rosalina, I guess.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah.
Wow. Right on. Cool. So there's going to be a lot to play, even on your own.
Yeah, I think this. Here's the thing. I feel with Classic Mode, which has different routes for each of the characters. For example, with Duck Hunt Duo, you fight only Beast characters, and it ends with Rathalos from Monster Hunter. Right. With Captain Falcon, it's all. With Captain Falcon, it's all up and close personal characters. So, with Captain Falcon, he's mostly known for his Falcon Punch and do attacks close by. So he fights characters like that Donkey Kong and what have you. And that ends with Giga Bowser as a final boss. So, so all the routes for Classic Mode, including Spirit Board, which you can play quickly, including the entire story mode, I think there's a lot of Smash to go through, and it focuses on what Smash does best, and that's the fighting. Because it went so much away, especially in Brawl and Smash 4, of what Smash is all about with Smash Tour and with Subspace Emissary. It feels like this is building on what makes Smash good. It feels. And I tried to go back to Smash 4 yesterday. I think I can't do it anymore. Like, it feels so much better overall.
The speed, is it different in speed? Quite obvious?
Yeah, in general, it just feels a whole lot faster.
I was just thinking back to like, Smash 64 when you're playing like the single player campaign. So you fought against every other character in the game, which is, whatever, 8 characters or whatever, but you can't do that anymore because if you were to fight every single character in this game, you'd be there for like 4 hours.
They tried to in All-Star mode, and All-Star mode in Wii U wasn't fun.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so with this one, you're saying like it's more focused, like they've kind of hand-picked a selection of characters to fight against.
Yeah,
and it kind of suits the character, kind of thing.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's cool. I'm happy that they did that. Looking forward to that. Awesome. So we only have a few weeks left to wait. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it now. After playing this a couple of times now in this past week, I'm super excited for what they're going to do next.
That's right. So make sure you finish Brawl Out. If you're still playing Brawl Out, make sure you finish that up.
Ah, screw Brawl Out.
you got a few more weeks left before you have to throw that in the trash. So yeah.
Right. Then you move on to Brawlhalla. What's up?
Oh yeah, I've been playing a bit of Brawlhalla.
Yeah.
Brawlhalla is not a good video game.
Neither is Smash. Oh,
this new Smash is. If you're saying Brawl, kind of. Because who thought of tripping is a bad person.
Ty's favorite Smash Brothers game is Brawl. For the tripping. So anyway, thank you so much, Dan. That is awesome, and I'm sure you've just added to the hype levels for everyone. So
I hope so. Yeah,
wrap up the show with a little bit of feedback.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Sairus, did we have anything from YouTube Live?
Not really, no. I've tried to address anything anyone said. Anthony's in there as usual talking to us.
Okay.
He did briefly ask earlier if we would recommend Ultra or regular Sun and Moon, and that was put to bed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Rip in peace.
Rip in pasta.
Okay, so a bit of feedback here. So we already answered Mr. Awesome Matty's comment from YouTube. Thank you, Daan, for answering that.
No worries.
So you'll be able to unlock characters pretty reasonably quickly. But we also have a question from Mr. Ryan Modolo, which is one of our patrons, and he'll actually be part of the Patreon stream this month, playing Warframe with me and Sairus. So Ryan asked, what is the worst game you have 100% cleared and have no idea why? I have 2 right out the bat, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
The first one is Super Mario Sunshine. And the second one is Mario Kart Double Dash. I 100%ed both of those games, and I have no idea why, because I don't like either of them.
Huh.
Fight me.
Okay.
To be fair, Sunshine, I like Sunshine, but it has a lot of bloat, obviously.
Yeah, and I went straight through that bloat for some reason.
Yeah.
And then, in case you've forgotten, that Mario Kart Double Dash, this was before, like in modern Mario Kart games, you get gold on 150 CC, and then it automatically unlocks 150 for you. But this Double Dash didn't do that. You had to get 50, 100, 150, mirror, all individual golds. So it was like,
and then All-Star All-Cup mode.
Yep, exactly. And I did all of that.
All-Cup mode was, wow.
I have no idea why I did that.
I
had a lot more free time back then. Anyway, who wants to go next?
I almost feel like this question was tailor-made for me.
Every game.
Same.
All right. Let me dig down to the bottom of my garbage bin here. Okay.
Oh no! Here we go.
Here we go.
Because you play a lot of shit, Ty, so you just have to go straight to the bottom of the barrel.
All right. I've narrowed it down to 2 games, if that's all right.
Okay.
Okay. The first one here is Battle Islands. It's a mobile game that was ported to Xbox One.
Oh God.
Where you build a little army base, and you get free resources like every day or whatever, or you pay for them, whatever.
Login bonus, Ty.
Yeah, so for some reason I was like personally incensed, and I felt a compulsion to fully clear this game, get all the achievements without spending a cent, and I did. So one thing is a little bit cool is you build up your army, then you blow up another person's map. That's basically it. So and you try to make a defensible map of your own. And
for shame.
So I did this like every day for like 4 months to get all the fucking achievements.
It says achievements, right?
Yeah, it says my time played is 4 days, 3 hours, 45 minutes.
Oh, like literally like in hours.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. So like, I would just.
This time you'll never get back.
Yeah. Shameful. Like a lot of it is just sitting there doing nothing, like just letting the game run while I do something else. But yeah, I full cleared that shit. And the other game is one I did at the same time, like alongside this. I did this shitty free mobile game on my Xbox. I would do that, then I'd switch to my other free shitty mobile game to do the dailies, and that would be the official Frozen game. Which was
Frozen Freefall? Are you kidding me?
Yes, I full cleared that shit.
Why?
A monster.
Ty.
You're actually more of a monster than I thought.
Yeah,
that's a game you should have just let it go halfway through.
Oh, boo!
Yeah,
boo.
like I start both of these suspecting they might be quick achievements, and they're free. So like, okay, I'll just knock these out, and they both ended up taking a really long time. So Frozen, like, it has like a couple of puzzles that are like fucking bullshit. That either you have to win the lottery to get past them with all 3 stars or whatever, or you spend money
or whatever, or whatever.
Yeah, or whatever.
You can't get away with that, Ty.
You know how the fucking business model on these games work. Let's see.
So Ty's just, ended several of his real life relationships and friendships by admitting that. Sairus, what you got?
So for me, it is Sonic 06.
Jesus. Wow.
So this game is famously bad at the best of times, but I 100% cleared it to get all the achievements.
Because you were promised pornography or something like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Well, she does kiss Dead Sonic at the end, so that was pretty good. But to make this worse, I finished it, got the 100% clearance, and then I got a new Xbox account, and I felt I had to have that 100% on my new account too.
No, so don't say it. No.
So I did the full game, all DLC, everything, 100% on 2 different accounts, and it did not get better the second time.
Gross.
You're a monster. Daan, please help us, save us.
I have 2 games in mind that I didn't really enjoy, necessarily didn't hate, but I don't understand why I 100% completed it. First of all was Devil's Third.
A very classic Famicast favorite there. Devil's Turd there, right, Sairus?
Oh yeah.
Devil's 3 out of 10. That was the most abysmal 6 hours of my life. I never felt more drained afterwards.
You got 100% after 3 hours? Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't give less of a shit afterwards. A game that I played longer term, and I'm not sure why I finished it, is Miitopia.
Oh, that's the 3DS kind of like an RPG kind of game, right?
Yeah, and it doesn't. It has the it tries to be an RPG, but really isn't. Like,
Okay.
it tries to be charming, which it is to a certain degree. But there are not really RPG mechanics there. You basically have zero interaction with the game, and you're mostly just looking at it. You have some interaction in a bar where you can change some stats and make sure that everybody is up to snuff. But outside of that, there's barely any interaction, and you have to do every single path to fully complete it. And for some reason, I completed every single path in that game. And I'm not sure why, because it took about 40 hours.
Well, with
Congratulations.
Street Pass Quest, I put a lot of hours into Street Pass Quest, and that was free, and that was just because I like Street Pass. But,
There's more interaction in Street Pass Quest than Miitopia.
Wow, good luck to you.
And it was 10 times longer.
That's incredible. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. At least the music was good. I will give it that. The music was really good, but.
Well, on that note, we are now looking for 3 replacements for Famicast co-hosts. So if you are feeling like becoming a member of the Famicast crew, write to the famicast@gmail.com. I'm open. I mean, I got lots of slots open because I've lost a lot of people today for various reasons. So anyway, on that note, let's wrap it up, possibly for the last time ever.
Yeah, and if you're listening, be sure to let us know in the comments what your best, worst 100% completion game is.
That's right.
And please don't say Sonic the Hedgehog on GBA, because that one was garbage. It's more garbage than Sonic 06.
So
I don't know. That's brave words. Those.
No, that version of the game runs freaking terrible. At least you can play Sonic 06. That game is fully unplayable. And it was $40. Come on.
We're talking about Sonic games now. I'm very uncomfortable. Let's wrap it up with our Twitter handles. If you want to contact me, if you're interested in co-hosting the Famicast with me, that's @FamiComplicated on Twitter. Thanks for watching today. Sairus, for the last time, where can people find you?
You can find me at Cellsci, where I'll be posting my podcasting resume for you to peruse and pass out.
That's right. And Mr. Ty?
Super Cat Drugs. I don't know. Let's see. What have I tweeted recently? I saw some real terrorist shit, I'm sure.
That's right. And Daan Koopman, of course, people know your Twitter.
You can find me at Nintendo. It's NANTNDAAN.
There it is. Nintendaan, 2 A's. So there it is. That was Famicast 138, the last podcast for November /ever ? We'll see. Next month we may have some more podcasts coming up. Let's just see what happens.
I think that James is going to be a necromancer and bring Danny back to life.
I don't know about that. That's more like Plan C or Plan D for Danny. So yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and until next time, peace out.
Peace.
Late.
Bye.